Good afternoon, brothers and sisters. I wanted to jump on real quick, get this video out to you. Um, Obviously, I just came back from Charlotte, North Carolina, where we had our fall state presidents meeting and national board meeting. I know that there's a lot of news out there. FOP is trending basically worldwide at this point. And so I wanted to start by telling you, well, let me tell you, this video is probably going to be one of my longer ones. There were several things that happened that I want to make sure that you know about. So I'm going to try really hard to keep it under 20 minutes because I know your guys' time is precious. So, but there is a lot of stuff that we need to talk about. So the first thing I want to talk about is our endorsement procedure. As you know, we have a legislative committee, and that committee handles a lot of the lower level endorsements. But when it comes to our national endorsements, those are in a uniquely FOP way, as democratic as they could possibly be. Uh, each lodge is sent the request. They hold their membership meeting and they hold a vote, and everyone has an opportunity to have their voice heard. And I respect tremendously that process, but I also respect that there are people out there who disagree with how these national endorsements came out. I understand. I support you. I hold no ill will towards anyone about it. And I just pray that we can remember that we're brothers and sisters. And at the end of the day, people have a right to vote the way they see fit. And we're not trying to change that in any way, shape, or form. So, with that being said, let's talk about the board meeting. So I traveled out to Charlotte. Um, the state's president's meeting went as most of those do. It was just each state reporting on their current state of affairs and the things that are happening for them. Obviously, I talked about the fact that we had just come out with the endorsement for Kari Lake. And I want to tell some of you, I believe at least part of that is because if you look at Congressman Gallego's voting history over the last decade, you will see that several times he voted not just for anti-police bills, but he voted for things that we hold near and dear to our hearts. Specifically, for me, one of the biggest ones is when he voted to eliminate qualified immunity. That's not a bill that you can just gain political points on. Like, that's something clearly he doesn't understand what it is, it's something we can't afford to lose. So I believe that all of you saw that information, you took that to heart, and that's how the endorsement went to Kari Lake. So, all right, so the next day was Friday. Friday morning, one of the first orders of business was for the trustees to vote for how their states voted for the presidential endorsement. There were 2 states that abstained, and then the rest of the votes were to endorse Donald Trump. The meeting progressed, and that afternoon, Donald Trump actually came to Charlotte, North Carolina, and came to our board meeting to accept the endorsement and to give a speech. So that was Friday. So let me talk real quickly about the national conference in Miami next year. Reminder of the dates: August 2nd to the 8th in 2025. I will give you some bad news. They also drew the voting order for Miami, and the state of Arizona is 48th. So we are the third to last state to vote. We kind of, I don't know, Joe Gamaldi had it out for me or something. He purposely held on to ours until the very end to finally draw our name out. With that, you should have seen the emails that came out from Brother Sheridan trying to get a more accurate count for Miami. They're still trying to finalize some hotels before we can actually start making some reservations. So hopefully you guys got back to him so that we can get that information out to Miami. So some of the other things that we talked about during national conference, I want to let you know, we did see a pretty decent increase in our PAC fund for the national level. That's primarily because the board kind of held themselves responsible, and it wasn't all on board. There were some board members that weren't donating to the PAC, and they cleaned that up, and so we have a decent amount now, but it's still nowhere near what we need to have in our national PAC fund. So One of the things that National FOP is offering is if you sign up to donate to the PAC Fund, $10 a month for 3 months, then you'll be entered into a raffle to win a Springfield pistol. So if that's something that encourages you to sign up for the PAC and you're not currently donating to the PAC, please do. And if you win a pistol out of it, good, great for you. And if you're already donating above $10 a month, and you have been, you're already entered into that raffle. So don't go and make an additional. You don't need to do anything else. You're already in there. All right. So then the next thing I want to talk about is I'm hoping that you've all seen the news today, being the 10th. Today was when Congress went back into session. They started the session with a discharge petition that's been placed on the floor, which would force, if we get 219 signatures on that discharge petition, it would force a vote on Social Security Fairness Act. We currently have 326 co-sponsors in the House, but I want to manage expectations. I want you to know that 326 people saying that they're going to vote for us and end the steal, repeal the steal, is different than them actually signing a discharge petition, because now they have to put pen to paper. So I'm hopeful that we get 219 and we get this vote done and we can get it over to the Senate, where we have 61 sponsors at this point. So this is the closest FOP has ever been on this bill. I'm hopeful, but I'm also cautiously optimistic because, as we all know, the closer and closer we get to this election, the more and more it's going to bog down in Washington, D.C., and we're just not likely to see a lot of action on anything, much less windfall elimination. So keep an eye on FOP social media, and I'm certain we will hear some news about that, hopefully by the end of this week. All right, moving forward, I will let you know this Friday, Carrie Lake has actually asked me to attend her Law and Order rally as one of her guest speakers. So I will be doing that on behalf of Arizona FOP, and I'm honored to do so. And I thank you all for your support. And I truly, it's been a very busy last couple of months. We've really picked up some steam on the state level. 1 week I had to do 4 trips in 6 days to Phoenix. And so it's been busy. And then obviously I'll be going back up to Phoenix this week. And currently I have 2 trips. I don't know, I might have to cancel the Thursday one, but I'm definitely going up there on Friday. So it's been busy, but in a good way, and I'm proud to serve you guys, and I'm proud to do that work because it's good for us, it's good for the order, and I look forward to continuing all that work for you guys. All right, with that, all right, maybe it's not as long as I thought it was going to be. I will let you know, the executive board, all with the exception of Rob Pride, all of them have stated that they are going to seek re-election in Miami. The only reason Rob Pride did announce, he never announces at the fall board meeting. He's still an active duty lieutenant in Colorado, so he's got to feel out a little bit more than some of the other guys, exactly where he's going to be, what his schedule looks like and all that before he announces whether he's going to run for re-election. So he will announce in the spring. But the rest of the National E-Board all made it clear that they are seeking re-election in Miami. And I got to tell you guys, I've been on the national board now for 3 years, and our executive board right now is just, they sing a unified message, and I'm proud to be a part of it, and I'm hopeful that we keep this e-board going. They announced at this conference that we were just about 40 members shy of 378,000 members for National FOP. So things are looking up, things are looking good. Let's just keep marching forward. Let's stay FOP strong, and let's continue the good work of the order. And I appreciate all of you. I appreciate your time. And if I think of anything else, I'll send it through an email through Brother Sheridan, or maybe I'll shoot another video later on this month. We'll just see what kind of happens, how things kind of play out. The political side of things is calming down just a little bit. We're only 30 days away from early ballots coming out here in Arizona. So we should see a little bit of a calm down. But then, of course, when the new session starts, we'll be hitting the ground running. We're we're gonna sit down and figure out our legislative priorities for this upcoming session. Obviously, we're not giving up on tiers 2 and 3. We will definitely be moving forward with some action on tier 2 and 3 this coming legislative session. I assure you. I'll get into that more in depth once we put pen to paper and actually have the language that we want to put in there. So I will let you know, but there is a change that we're going to try for. I believe we're going to be able to get it through just because it doesn't cost anybody anything today. You know, we're talking about years down the road, and I think that the legislators will see that, and I think it'll be an okay. We'll be able to get that through. I hope, and I can tell you that APA, IAFF, we're all working together on this. We have that big coalition, and this will be a coalition bill, if you will. So everybody's on board with it. So we're definitely moving forward with tiers 2 and 3. I promised you there was going to be action, and there's going to be. So I'm excited for that, and I look forward to working with everyone to get this accomplished, because it's a long time coming, and I really want to make sure that we're taking care of our younger members and we're helping with recruiting and retention at the same time. So that is coming sooner rather than later. So I look forward to giving you guys that information once we have the actual language and the exact percentages and things like that. So I don't want to preload you and then have it be something totally different, and then you're all mad at me. So I will wait until I have the actual language of the bill, so that you guys get really good information on it, and then you can follow it and see how it ends up panning out for us. And with that, I'm actually going to let you guys go. I got it all covered. You know, by all means, anyone has any questions, any concerns, you know how to get a hold of me, please do. And I'm happy to chat with anybody at any time. And with that, I will let you guys go. Stay FOP strong, and I will see you guys next month. Have a nice day.